Look.
But there he is, and taking off the mask right before he walks inside the White House, gasping for air. Why is the president getting?
Is he gasping for air?
Do we believe that this is the treatment the president is getting? I ask because Dr. Conley's pronouncements have been hard to believe.
That's gasping for air. You open your mouth wide.
Why is the president's treatment being overseen?
Like gasping for air is like you jump in a lake with cold water. That's gasping. What the hell is she yapping about, Rhodes Scholar?
Somebody who does something other than osteopathy? For that matter, why is Dr. Conley still the one briefing the public on the president's condition after multiple misstatements, including on the timeline of when the president was first diagnosed and first started receiving treatment?
Rachel, do you want a compilation of how many misstatements you've said over the years? You know how long that would take? So he has to lose his job if he made a misstatement. But is that true with you, huh? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You've been wrong so many freaking times just when I watch you.
Even though that combination of treatments makes no sense from a clinical perspective.
So now the treatment doesn't make sense that after 3 days, a 74-year-old is taking his mask off, waving at everybody, saluting.
How much oxygen he received, how many times he received it, and what saturation and for what length of time. Why is the White House specifically and repeatedly insisting that we, the public, are not allowed to know?
And if it didn't work, then wow, the Rona's not that bad, right?
They really don't want us to know. They really insist
You're
on
trapped.
us not knowing about the window of time in which the president was potentially infected. The window of time between his last negative test and his first positive test. Now, you don't always turn up positive immediately upon becoming infected. You take a few days for the test to be able to register enough virus in your system to give you a positive
Angel, wait.
result.
She can wait for a
But knowing
minute.
the
I'm
difference
busy.
between the last negative test
No,
and
she
the
wants
first
in.
positive
You want to
test,
get her
knowing
in.
that
Wait a
window
minute.
was, knowing about the progression of the virus and how long it takes to actually
Knowing about the progression of the virus. Okay, expert Rhodes Scholar. Tell us about the progression of the virus. You're the expert. Let's hear about it.
His close contacts in the time around his infection.
Let's get you on paper.
What the White House says is that the president got his positive test result late on Thursday night. In the 48 hours before getting that positive test result, we know the president had his debate with Vice President Biden. The one where not only did the candidates not wear masks standing on stage, socially distanced, but there was a rule in the hall where everybody attending the debate had to wear a mask. The Trump
Oh, so it goes back to wearing a mask.
They took off their masks and refused to wear them throughout the
When
debate.
the Rona first came out, what did you guys do? Blacks!
The president held a rally in Minnesota.
Gather!
Thousands of people, where no one, including him,
Let's spread the Rona. Let's get immunity to it early so we can riot.
His golf club in Bedminster. He traveled to Bedminster, New Jersey. Right? He travels to Cleveland, goes to the debate, travels to Minnesota, does the rally, travels to Bedminster to go do his fundraiser thing, takes photos with everybody for the campaign fundraiser that he holds there. I mean, he met and traveled over this 48-hour window with dozens of White House staffers. And he didn't wear a mask for any of it. Was he infected all that time? What's the earliest time at which he could be infected? Asking for a
Rachel Maddow, are you cool with people infected with the Rona to be around you? He's president. He has to meet lots of people. You stay hidden in your Biden bunker cave. The president has to deal with everybody.
Figuring out who else the president potentially infected, because it could be legions.
So?
If they won't tell us when he got
So if he infected legions, who cares?
Revealed his exposure and infection for the first time. We aren't left to...
What they're not telling you is our children, right? They go out and play with each other. Now I went to 2 different places in Ypsi, just driving one day past the community center on Clark Road. What did I see? I seen a bunch of skateboarders at the new skateboard park. hanging out, not social distancing, no mask. I go to the corner, right, of Clark and Ridge. I see black men and kids playing basketball. Court filled with people. They have masks? No. Are they social distancing? No. So the Rona is going to spread. No one's listening to your guys' bullshit. Not even your own Debbie Dingle district.
Including the president, may have become infected, according to a White House official familiar with the plans. They've just decided not to trace those contacts. The White House has also cut the CDC out of the contact tracing process. The CDC has the government's most extensive knowledge and resources for contact
Well, the
tracing.
CDC,
No,
that's the whole point. The CDC said it's okay for kids to go back to school. What did MSNBC say? No, they can't. We need a HEPA filtration system. You know, kids pick their nose, eat their boogers, touch everything. The Rona gets everywhere. Masks aren't going to work for kids, you idiot.
To reporters that he had anything to do with contact tracing around this burgeoning cluster of infections surrounding the president. He said
They don't even work for adults. They're piece of cheap cloth, or not even cloth, but paper, kind of, that the Rona can easily slip through. Early on, I was paying attention. There was a barber that had a mask on, right? And that was doing a client and got the Rona. They both had masks on. Masks do not make you safe. You're foolhardy if you think, oh, we're just going to listen to the mask. You're still going to get it. It's in the air. That's what they admitted. It's in the air. What the hell is a little paper thin mask? And if I got up and farted in your face, right? See, what you don't understand is if you smell a fart, you smell shit, your olfactories are close to your taste, right? You smell something, you're actually tasting a particle of it. That's what smell is. You're tasting a particle of that shit, right? That gets in the air. If I fart in front of your face with your mask, you're going to smell it. It's not going to stop the smell from going in. And I know that's saying it's apples and oranges. No, it's not. Because if it's in the air, you know, your fart, the fumes of a fart, you're going to probably only smell close up. But ultimately, the particles in that fart, you're going to pick them up. They're 30 feet away. You possibly can, in a room, you're going to eventually pick them up in your sinus cavity. You might not be able to detect it in your sinus, or your sensory organ, because there's not enough of the molecule to go on your receptor to smell it. But you're still smelling it. You're still tasting it. You really think a